the Embassy of Islamic Republic of Iran in Athens.
مرسی آره.
Okay, we can continue.
Yeah, sorry.
Hello, Mr. Hamadani, can you hear me?
Yeah, as well.
Hello again. First of all, I would like to congratulate International Animation Day to all Greek and Iranian animators and all people who work in this field. And also I would like to congratulate Greece National Day to all Greek participants in this webinar and all Greek people who join us through live broadcast. I would also like to thank you for participating in this cultural event. Iranian Cultural Center in Greek is trying to take an effective step toward the development of cultural relation by establishing bridge of communication between the artists of two countries in various fields. The most important duty of cultural diplomacy is to promote the image of nations of each other, and also to correct perception and eliminate misunderstanding. Unfortunately, nowadays the media, with their political goals and by publishing fake news and fake data, they are distorting the fact and inciting artificial fears. But culture and art, regardless of any race or nationality, bring us closer and lead to deeper mutual understanding. Currently, the creative industries, especially the animation industry, play an important role in increasing international cultural interactions. The charm of this art is that the artists depict and bring to life their mental creativity. So in the formal animation, in addition of the story, the cultural background are transferred to the audience. In this way, the message of peace, friendship, and kindness can be easily transmitted. In Iran, after Islamic Revolution, animation has grown significantly. So currently, in addition to governmental institutes, more than 100 private studios are active in this field. Including Iranian animations in the list of Oscar 2020 animations. I mean the last story created by Ashkan Rahgozar, who is honorably is one of the participants in this webinar, shows the promotion of Iran's animation in the international rank. Talented Iranian artists, along with the low cost of animation production in Iran, in comparison with the global scale, created good opportunity for international cooperation. I hope in this webinar, which is attended by the top animation experts from Greece and Iran, the capacity of cooperation will be explained and the solution for expanding the cooperation will be presented. Now I would like to invite Mr. Vasilis Karanichakis, President of Asifa Hellas and the President of Animasirus International Animation Festival, to give his speech and also introduce his colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. Director, Mr. Chancellor, for this warm invitation to be part of the Irano-Greek alliance we have already established since years with the Cultural Center of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Athens, which led to signing a memorandum of understanding in September 2018 between Asifa Hellas, which is the mother umbrella organization of Greek animators, with his counterpart in Iran, Asifa Iran. And we are happy to have this cultural event, this webinar today, in the framework of our collaboration between Asifa Hellas, Asifa Greece, and Asifa Iran. Let me speak just briefly about what is all about my connection to Iran. I've been running, before starting to preside on Asifa Hellas, I've been running since 2008, a festival called, as you said, Anima Syros, located on the island of Syros, in the Cyclades Island complex, southern of Athens. And since almost the beginning, we had the aspiration, we had the ambition to host Iranian animation, knowing the very big steps Iranian animation has been doing over the past decades. This has been made possible with the support of the Iranian government through the Cultural Center here in Athens. So since at least 7 years, we've been inviting Iranian animators to our festival, building on the exchange and on the dilution of misperceptions through the forms of art, through the form of animation. This has led 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, for me to visit as an official guest from the Ministry of Culture of the Islamic Republic, Tehran and Shiraz and Persepolis, in order to meet people, factors of the Iranian animation, and build bridges, further bridges between the two communities. While I speak, I'll show you a little bit of what we did this year with the festival. So you take just a small perception of how the festival under a COVID period situation has run. Let me play it for you. Anyway, I'll show it to you a little bit later. It doesn't seem that it shares the video I play. Anyway, just what I wanted to say before giving the floor to my counterpart in Asifa Hellas, which is Anastasia Dimitra. She's a professor of animation, an animator herself, and the representative of Asifa Hellas to the international organization of Asifa International, seated on the city of Annecy. And then to Marios Ioannidis, who is animator and illustrator himself. He's also organizing Hanyartun Comic and Animation International Festival, which is hosted on the island of Crete. I would like to say that we already have a contract, we already have a framework. Let's do it stronger through synergies, through practical collaborations, not only in the field of production, but also in the field of content exchange. It's very important for both our nations, both our countries, Greece and Iran, Iran and Greece, to dilute, as I said before, all the misconceptions and probable stereotypes based on our very, very, very long cultural similarities and historical ties. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Thank you, counterparts of this webinar.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mr.
thank you very
Vasilis.
much.
Yeah.
Please, Mr. Hamadani, continue.
Thank
Hello.
you, Mr. Vasilis. And
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you as well.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you very, very much for the invitation. And Vasilis, for introducing me to you. Asifa Hellas is the organization of animation, as Vasilis said, and we are looking forward for collaborations, especially with the Iranian animation industry. And we love to have synergies, like to go productions or distribute the programs in both countries. And also, we must consider the challenge of technologies such as interactive television or augmented reality that could help very, very much to the educational sector. As we are celebrating this year the 75 years of existence, the existence of animation in Greece, I mean. We love to enhance more the animation production and to have very, very strong relations with other countries. And we can help each other to promote not only the production, but the artistic expression. I think we have we must find the ways for collaboration in three axes, which is education, production and distribution, which are the most important parts to be alive and to be the animation industry more strong, I think. Of course, festivals and are known, but we need, as educators, artists, and producers, to be more focused in the animation industry and to produce better products in order to spread them not only between our countries, but all over the world. This is the idea, and as a CIFALAS, we are trying to connect not only the Greek animators, but we'll try to be connected with more countries around the world. This is the main things, the main targets that we have as a CIFA, and especially as CIFALAS. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your description and lecture of Mr. Komi as a counselor, and also thanking again from the Mr. Vasilis, who has made a very good hospitality at my trip to Animaceros, and that was my pleasure. But let me to transfer my speech to the Mr. Amir Saharkis, who is the head of the Iran Guild Animation, and after that, maybe I can say something to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone, and thank you for this webinar, for this opportunity, so that we can talk about collaboration in animation between Iran and Greek. First of all, congratulations to everyone. The International Animation Day, everyone who is actually active in animation or has the passion for animation. I believe, with all due respect to all the other art forms, animation is the most advanced art form in, well, this century. So I believe we're also lucky that we are actually active in animation. Well, I am Amir, as Mohammed said, animation director and producer, and also the head of the Iranian Animation Guild, which is active in well, providing different services for the animation artists, whether it's providing health benefits or the different negotiation wages and working conditions and different stuff. One of our main concerns in Iranian animation artists was trying to somehow, I don't know, expand the markets of Iranian animation to other countries. Well, right now we are living in a very strange situation everywhere around the world, and but somehow the situation made by this coronavirus outbreak was somehow an opportunity for animators instead of being a threat. Well, as we all know, there has been a lot of job losses in different businesses, whether it's in the entertainment business like the live action movies or other businesses. But in animation, it has somehow we have experienced a growth. So this is because of the demand for content, whether it's educational or just entertainment stuff, and animation being the actually the only and maybe the one of the only medias that has always been somehow been active in working in this type of situation. We have all been working outsourced. We have always been working remotely. So this is not a new situation to us. There are lots of people in Iran who are actually working on different animation projects, whether it's for national TV channels or different types of broadcasting platforms or outside Iran. So what we are actually looking for right now is doing more collaboration with other countries. Well, Iran and Greek have always been mentioned as the cradle of civilization for around the world. So what other situation, what other choices are the best except this one? So I believe there can be a lot of opportunities for collaboration, for co-production. We have a lot of talented artists here in Iran, and we know all about the competitive prices we can actually provide here, and also the quality of the productions that you may have seen from Iran lately because of the festivals that you're actually holding. So this can be a lot of opportunities here, but there may be some minor setbacks due to a lot of, well, first of all, we all know that we're talking about working remotely, different time zones and different types of project managements and other stuff, but I can see a lot of opportunities here, and hopefully we can talk about more about this and I don't know, somehow get into co-production, which is what we're actually looking for. Iranian artists are doing a lot of services with different countries, whether in Europe or countries around Iran, but I think producing something with different cultures will make cultures get closer. So I think this could be a very good and strong starting point. Back to you, Mohammed.
Excuse me. Sorry for delay. Thank you very much, Amir. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, that as you know, Iranian sanctions are very have a good pressure on our economy, especially on our media and animation at the last one. I just wanted to say some of my practical experience that I taught my trip to Greece. That was very close to our culture, rather than all of the Europe. As Vasilis is agreed that, for example, Vasilis when came here several times, Vasilis said that I feel like my home, and in the other side, for me, that experience was true. Several times I wanted to say somebody in Persian language, but I thought that no, it is not Persian. I mean, even the faces, even the culture, and even the streets are very close. And for example, I got one memory. I remember one memory that maybe in Greece, when somebody speaks very well, you say he speaks Farsi, and it is the one of the cue that our culture is very close. And another cue and another sign when we start to make this video, this is a feature animated film. It's called Dolphin Boy that we started, and right now we are in at the post-product. We just found by Googling, but searching at the internet, that you have the exact legend as the same, that a boy on a dolphin is saving the waters and the oceans and the seas. And it means that our legends, our fictions are the same, and our culture is very close. And I think for Iran, the Greece is one of the gates for the entering to the European market. And we are very appreciated for this kind of webinar and the mutual festivals and events which the consultant supports, and would be very helpful. And also the Mr. Vasilis himself is very kind and very practical and very goes direct to the point, and I really appreciate it. And we have to regard to this guy to leading this collaboration, I think. And thank you very much. Thank you. It's all of that I had at the start, and maybe Mr. Vasilis can handle which guy will continue that.
Mohammed, thank you so much. I blushed with your kind words, and they're mutual. So I'm sending the same to you. And gladly, of course, the whole event of today, the webinar of today, it's an initiative of the Cultural Center of Iran in Athens. But of course, I hope it's going to be just the first step, the first page of a book or of an array of activities aiming at bridging our two communities further, also based on the contract we have signed between Asifa Hellas and Asifa Iran.
I wanted to invite Mr. Ashkan, maybe if one of the Greek side is not talking, Mr. Ashkan can speak some moments about his experience for the co-production with Greek companies. Ashkan?
Hello everyone, thank you for inviting me to this amazing webinar, and I'm really glad to be a part of this event. As Mohammed said, we have some experiences with Greek company, and I had my film in Animosiris Vasilis, The Last Fiction, in 2018, and thank you for selected my film in your amazing event. Unfortunately, I couldn't participate in the festival, but Mohammed sent me some pictures about from my screening. So we have a very great connection with a Greek studio. Its name is Ad Art Studio, under management of amazing Dimitri 70s, and we do a lot of projects together. This collaboration was started with animation series. Its name is Pix and Leo. It's about two funny animals who plays in the jungle and have some interaction with other animals, and the guys in the Ad Art done the pre-production and send the pre-production for us, and we product the main production for them. It's 24-minute series, and we hope next year we can finish the project. But as Amir mentioned before, we have some opportunities in co-production too. recently started to negotiate about 2 projects, one short film by the name of Echo, and we will start the Echo in next month, I hope, and also another animation series by the name of The Future Postcard. And I think both all these 3 projects have a very interesting graphic and very interesting stories, and I really glad to have a cooperation with this studio because we know and understand each other very well. All you mentioned that we have very good and common connection in cultural things and something like that, and we really have such a connection with artists in ad art. And for example, during the Pix and Leo pre-production, they wanted me to produce the series in cutout techniques. And then I asked them, and then we had some tests and find out that these characters are animals, and it's better if we have these animals in frame-by-frame techniques. And I called to Vasilis, who is the director of the series, and asked him to change the technique. They trusted me and changed all their pipeline, and that was very good experience for me to have such a connection with the Greek studio for the first step. And I think that was a gate that we started 2 more co-production with ad art, and I want to say thank you to Dimitris to open this door, and I hope we can continue with more projects and more exciting works.
Sorry, Mohammed, am I allowed? Mohammed?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I can hear you as well.
Could I ask Ashkan to show us if he has any demos of the project?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to show this project. I'm not allowed to send the material for these 3 projects, and I just have a permission to speak about this. And if you want, I will show you our studio demo reel to discuss about the abilities of Iranian artists.
Mm-hmm. We would like, if you agree.
Okay.
Okay, I think, Mohammed, you have to handle the speakers, or I don't know, maybe you could speak more about
Ashkan, maybe take time to prepare it. Huh? Take time to prepare.
Yes. I will send you the show reel, and you guys can continue. And I will send you the show.
Okay. I thought maybe you wanted to screen your share your screen, and we can see that. Maybe Mr. Amir has something to show about the his last project that maybe it's very funny. If it's time again, I can show my project.
Okay. First, I should mention this, that I hope at the end of this webinar we can actually come up with some ideas for a practical way to do the collaboration. I know we all agree, we are all on the same page that we are really eager to do more work with on each side to make this happen. But we need actually some practical, take some practical actions so that we can make this happen. on our side, regarding the Animation Guild or whatever that we can handle, also the governmental side of the actually the production of animation, we can provide each side, each business side with great studios, great artists who are actually doing a lot of work in pre-production, character design, background artists, animators, really great animators with high quality, and also not only services, but also the whole project that can, I don't know, be represented as some Iranian culture media, or some form of representing Iranian culture. So these are the steps that we can take. So maybe we can actually start some discussing something more practical. Yes, we are actually in the middle of production an animated TV series, which we had that in the MIP Junior market, and it was there were some actually investors and buyers, which we were finally successful in actually wrapping up with one of them. I will later show a trailer, but just because we have all the permissions to show everything, not everything, of course, the trailer and the episodes, but just because I want to make things happen a little faster, I would like to hear more from your side. Vasilis, Anastasia, Marius has not had the chance to talk about anything, so maybe we can somehow make this happen faster. Not necessarily faster, just something. I don't know, 2 hours to something.
May I suggest something as a first step? I would suggest to define the needs of the Iranian and Greek industry and how we can connect these two countries. If we don't know what do we need, it's very, very difficult to move fast forward. So maybe we can have a deadline on our discussion and to send each other what we need, and then to build our next steps.
Okay, it's a good idea. I wanted to explain how situation is Iran animation right now, and how is the potential and mandatory materials that we are looking for. Is that maybe you can imagine and suppose that our value of our currency fall down about 10 times at less than 1 year in face of dollar. So you can imagine how is the potential of production in Iran, and how is a beneficiency of the export the animation or collaborating or co-production between Greece and Iran, because the budget of the production here is I think less than everywhere. But as you may know, some of our talented guys right now are for example, in some very good seats at the Disney, DreamWorks, MPC, everywhere. And right now we have lots of talented artists here that maybe can be with very good competition of the some very, for example, American, Canadian, or the best artists at the world. So right now, I think it is a very good opportunity to make in collaboration because of the this situation that we are in. And I wanted to show you my video in behind. Maybe it is this first screening of our feature animated film, which is called Dolphin Boy. For example, such a feature film at the world in low budget maybe takes some $1 million, but in Iran you can count how is the situation, and it is a good opportunity to make in collaboration. Mr. Vasilis, what do you think?
Let me unmute. I agree absolutely, and it's a very good chance. Of course, we would wish that the financial situation would not go that bad in Iran in order to make use, because Iran is attractive regardless of the pricing. The pricing comes up along with the big talent and the very good spirit of collaborative forces in the field of animation and in general. If I'm allowed, dear Mohammed, may we give a bit the floor to our counterpart from Asifa Hellas and director of Hanyar Tun Festival, Marios Ioannidis, to share his viewpoints on the matter?
Hello to everyone. Thank you for the invitation and a great conversation here. Let me see if I can share the screen. Search it. Okay. I will be more. Do you see my screen now? Yes. Okay. I will be more specific and more practical. We make use of virtual reality in our festival. So immersive virtual reality is defined as an environment in which the observer is in a completely digital world, and he is completely immersed in it. In the cultural context, virtual reality aiming either as a substitute of the exhibition or of the attraction, or as a complement of it. In the first case, as we see in the left picture, is a Buddhist temple. We substitute the place with the digital one. This temple is unstable. The building is unstable, so it's not accessible by people. So we made possible, even these days with COVID, where the travels are not existing, to be able to visit a place. In the second option, as we see in the Mona Lisa VR application of the museum, we put extra information and extra feature to an attraction. Also, virtual reality the market of virtual reality is rising. This is mainly due to Oculus Quest, a mask that is really cheap. It's like a mobile phone price. And now there are the new model that is even lower the price.
How much is it approximately in pricing in Greece?
It's about $250, something like that. So it's really cheap, and it doesn't need any computer attached. It's a standalone device. And also doesn't require any specific technical knowledge to operate it. So we expect it to even rise more than this diagram. So in this version of Hanyar Tun that held on September, we include an internal production that was a VR application. On the left, we see the picture of the building where we made the exhibition. It's a building called Center of Mediterranean Architecture. So it has a great atmosphere. We wanted to pass the atmosphere digital, to make it a digital version of the building. So on the right, we see the digital version of it. So this was both on virtual reality device and a lighter version that will run on PCs. Our vision now is that we have beautiful buildings. Here we can see the municipal garden, open cinema of Hanya, the Mediterranean Center of Mediterranean Architecture, and also the Apollo Theater of Syros, that is a great building.
It's nice.
It's familiar buildings. So the goal is for the future.
We host a festival. That's why it's a good, nice irony between Hanya and Syros.
Yeah. Following this production this year, we have the support of the Greek Ministry of Culture and also from the Technical University of Crete, with its laboratory that called Transformable Intelligent Environments Laboratory. And we want to make it the whole building digital, and also have extra features like moving parts of the buildings, so the viewer will have an extra, a better experience. And our proposal or our vision is to make this something like a transnational cultural platform. So imagine the beautiful buildings in Greece, both in Greece and in Iran, that everyone is able to visit with virtual reality technology, and all the cultural content both countries have that can be hosted in these buildings. So it would be like a living museum, and all these buildings have its art culture by their own. So it will be a cultural exchange of both history, architecture, and of course applied arts and all the cultural content such as animation, illustration, and so on.
Sorry, Marius. May I ask you to show some visual things? Can you screen your visual stuffs to show us what you say? Because I just wanted to know if it's just attractive, architectural screening or reality.
Let me see if I have the.
Show us more, Maria.
Yes, just open the application. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, now you see the. So this is the building. This is Old Harbor. It's a 360 photo outside. And here is a big part of the exhibition of the Greek artist.
Please share your screen.
Excuse me?
Could you please share your screen? We can see your monitor and.
You don't see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the building of Center of Architecture of Mediterranean Architecture. Outside is the old harbor of Chania. You can't go outside here, but you can see a little of it. And here are the tables that have, this is the catalog of this edition of Chania. These are many artists that participate in both digital and physical edition. This is a very simple application that just an exhibition, you see all the artists and all the illustration of them.
Can you handle something there? Some tools can you handle?
No, this is just for viewing. You can't handle something.
You can observe.
Okay.
Because we provide in Iran for the architectural engineers to showing before they selling the customer can enter and make furniture and change the textures and something like that. If you can, it would be, I think, much better. Maybe we can make some interaction.
Yes, this application was made basically because in the last week we knew that we can't make this physically. So we searched for an alternative way to show all the illustrations the artists have sent us. So we have a very little time and come up with this solution. But in the next version, the next year, with the support of the Technical University and also Ministry of Culture, we want to make it more interactive. An idea is the viewer to can be inside some illustration. For example, be inside this illustration of the doctors with COVID and see it like a 360 video or illustration to be inside the paper.
Okay. Have you made it at the Unreal Engine or Unity?
Yeah, this has been made with Unity. Almost Unity and some other programs like Photoshop for 360 photos and such things.
Because I had a presentation at the South Korea, about our two series, our animation series that we made at Unreal Engine for the first time, and that had a very good a relationship with the animation department, and we made it by our research and development a lot, and we already done it. For example, I think about 100 episodes in 20 minutes with a very industrial speed of production. It's a very good solution also for making animation, because the visualization, location and environment building, and the making the lighting is very online and real time, and the speed of the our making was about 60 minutes per month. So that was very fast, and making this collaboration with the game engine and the animation software are very helpful, and I appreciate for this presentation. So thank you very much. Maybe Ashkan wanted to say something, right? Ashkan?
I want to show you my studio atmosphere if you like to see, and I showed you the or studio reel in the chat section. I think you can click on the Vimeo, and let me share. Can you see my desktop? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can see ourselves.
Unfortunately, these kind of things are not allowed for the time being. But let's hope it's going to change very soon with the vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you for watching, and ready to discuss about any subject. Mohammed.
Ashkan, I think you have to stop sharing your desktop so that we can see everything in full screen here. Yeah, I think.
What I would like to suggest is to stick on Anastasia's proposal, since we are like two task forces here, the two of you, along maybe with a member of the cultural center here. We can also act jointly, me along with Anastasia and Marios, and do an exchange by email of the resources beforehand and the demands from each side in order to put things into a more concrete framework, and maybe possibly organize something more public with, of course, with in collaboration and with the support also of the Cultural Center, sometime in spring, aggregating even more forces from the two communities. I don't know, Mr. Councillor, how do you think? Mr. Director, are you okay with such a proposal?
Yeah, of course, it's a good idea, I think.
So we can just, aside from, of course, being interesting and fruitful to our audience and to the people who are watching us now live, to just have a next step forward to fulfill through mutual exchange. And I'm sure that I can reassure you that our community, I sent you some documentation about this thing, so you can see also a catalog of the latest database of of animation businesses in Greece in the chat space. So I'm sure, and I can reassure you that our community will be very interested in collaborating with some of your studios, not only based, as I said, on the low prices, but also based on the mastery of the art of animation, which I have seen and proved through my own bare eyes when I also visited Iran, and not only in international festivals like ours, that we always regularly see animation from Iran. So I would suggest also that we exchange the email addresses of all of us, either in this group or through an email circulated by the Cultural Center, so we can do this kind of systemic dialogue and coordinated exchange, which may lead to another webinar, maybe faster, with more participants from all sides, but it's going to be based on needs and resources that we need to put there, which are the resources of both sides and which are the demands. We do know, and tell me if I'm wrong, Mohammed, that we want strongly and passionately to collaborate further based on the contract and on the initiatives of the Cultural Center in Athens. But we can make soon something out of it. So it could be another webinar in spring, and possibly a physical event either in Athens or in Tehran or elsewhere in our both countries. Because I may not hide it, but in the next years in Anima Ceros, we investigate the possibility of having as country of honor Iran for the first time. Even though we've hosted lots of Iranian creators and producers over the years, we've never had Iran as a country of honor.
Thank you very much, Vasilis, for your perfect discussion with also the for the all of the members. That was very appreciated webinar. I really like it, and let us to continue this kind of discussion, because it is the start. Maybe we couldn't find the best way to presenting our mind, but we can find it, and we can as you told, the cycling of the cultural consultants, they can handle it to move it more faster, because we are just a representative of lots of animation, Iranian animation companies, and you too, and so we have a lots of you know, thought to say, and I think it is very helpful and great. Very much for your time and all of the guys.
Okay, I just wanted to. I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, just wanted to somehow summarize what we discussed here. First of all, Marius, thank you for the wonderful and exciting representation of the VR experience. We also have a lot of beautiful places and landscapes that we can also do. Maybe we can do some shared project like this on our side, and I don't know, somehow make it the first step for the collaboration. Second, yes, that would be great, Vasilis, if we could also have someday could have all these physical activities again, and this time we would be more than happy to be in Greece and see, for myself, so I want to feel at home at Greece soon.
We'd be happier to be in Iran.
Thank you. I know. And for the next step, we will try. I think this is the best solution. We will try to summarize all the possibilities and somehow some kind of proposal that we can offer from this side. All the studios, the artists, and the level of quality that we can provide. I do not want to emphasize the exchange rate or the price, because the quality speaks for itself here. So I think then we could also somehow make some proposal and work on emails, exchanging emails, so that we can find a good and a strong point to start. And this would hopefully lead to another webinar which can summarize all this and invite other people to realize about maybe a new agreement. I believe you can also be the gate to, I don't know, somehow for Iranian animation to the other countries. I believe this is a very good point for that, not just providing the services, also somehow marketing the whole products that we have here. So hopefully we can have another, we can exchange emails, and maybe we can summarize all the results in another webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much for all participants. I prefer to be silent because I'm not expert in animation, and we support what you agreed, and we do what we can to develop cultural relation, also the in animation field. Thank you very much, and I hope we have another webinar, and we support what you agree.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone, and hope to see you soon closely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure to work with Iranian people. An honor.
Looking forward to continue.
Okay,
Bye.
see you.
Yeah.